Ministry meeting with top St. James High representatives following Monday feud. A team from the Ministry of Education was locked in a high-level meeting with stakeholders at the St. James High School in St. James following Monday's incident between the principal and chairman of the school board. It is understood that the team from the ministry met with board members and heads of department. On Monday, the Parent Teachers Association PTA sent out a closure notice to parents advising that it cannot ensure a conducive learning environment until these grievances are fully addressed. Early Tuesday morning, angry protesters used debris to block the road off to the school entrance. The blockage was eventually cleared by the police. Man found dead with head wound in western Kingston. The police are investigating the death of 28-year-old Romario Fraser, otherwise called Toko, and Stickman, whose body was discovered in the Kingston Western Division on Monday. According to police reports, Fraser, who was unemployed and resided in Harris Street in Rosetown, was found along the roadway at approximately 5:45 a.m. Officers from the Kingston Western Police Division responded to the scene and confirmed that Fraser had suffered a wound to the head. His body was later removed to the Kingston Public Hospital. The Denham Town Criminal Investigation Branch is investigating. The police are urging anyone with information to contact the Denham Town Police, Crime Stop at 311 or the nearest police station. Murder accused Rashawn Patterson fatally shot in alleged police confrontation. Rashawn Patterson, the man charged in connection with the 2022 murder of social media influencer Anika 1000, popularly known as Ciclana, was fatally shot during an alleged confrontation with police in Hanover yesterday morning. The incident occurred around 7 a.m. in Dundee Pen, Lucy. According to the police, a firearm was reportedly seized from Patterson during the confrontation. At the time of his death, Patterson was out on bail with a court appearance schedule for later this year in connection with Townsend's murder. The allegations in the case suggest that 35-year-old Townsend traveled from Kingston to Montego Bay on October 20, 2022. She was allegedly picked up by Patterson, who then took her to a restaurant and later to a guest house in Hanover. It is further alleged that an argument developed between them during the night. Townsend's body was discovered floating in sea in Reading, St. James on October 21, 2022. The post-mortem examination revealed that her cause of death was strangulation. A police investigation led to Patterson's arrest in November 2022. Education Ministry assures no issue with graduate allowances payments to public school teachers. The Education Ministry has assured that there is no issue with the payment of credit allowances to public sector schools. This follows a warning from the JTA, Jamaica Teachers Association, of potential industrial action due to delays in receiving the allowances. In response to queries from reporters, the ministry confirmed that all allowances will be paid by the end of the week. It did note that some issues are being resolved with the Finance Ministry, but all allowances are being processed in the meantime. The JTA had referred to an argument for salaries covering the 2022-2025 period, which stated that the graduate allowances would be paid starting April 1, 2024, at a rate of one increment for a master's degree and one for a doctorate to be paid between the 5th and 6th points on the applicable scale. Before the ministry's response, JTA President Mark Simmet criticized the removal of allowance, calling it objectionable and not in good faith. Dr. Simmet had called for the immediate and absolute return to the agreed payment.
There's no technocrat within the Ministry of Finance and the public sector that would have the authority to override an agreement between the Ministry of Education and the Jamaica Teachers Association that was signed on March 13, 2023, to unilaterally change the terms of that agreement. And I cannot, with any conscience, assure the government that there will be a level of normalcy within the education system. This is unacceptable. We have been in dialogue with the ministry and we got assurances. It requires that there are two players in any negotiation, in discussion around matters, that we work to the betterment of the system. In good grace, we have been in dialogue with the ministry, and the ministry has given repeated assurances that that was not their interpretation of the agreement. And this, I'm may say is an agreement that would have been implemented. And then there is some rogue technocrat within the Ministry of Finance and Public Service that then sends a memo out instructing the system to do otherwise. So I'm calling on the Minister of Education and the Permanent Secretary to speak with their colleagues in the Ministry of Finance to resolve this matter. The JTA stands willing to take the requisite action to ensure that our members are not deprived of what is rightfully theirs.
PM Holness touts income-empowered labor force. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says while some members of labor force may be dissatisfied with their income, they are further to prosperity. He made this statement at the launch of the Internet Corporate Credit Union Jamaica Limited. The Prime Minister said with an unemployment rate at 3.5%, a large portion of the population has been empowered with income. He said this income, though unsatisfactory in some cases, is a step towards wealth. He further stated that sacrifices must be made.
With historic low unemployment, our unemployment rate is now at 3.5%, empowering Jamaicans with income. And I take this opportunity to say to all Jamaicans who are now employed, regardless of how you may feel dissatisfied about your income, you are one step further to prosperity by having income. The challenge is, what do you do with income? You're always going to be faced with the priority to consume, to use all of your income. What I learned from my mother, a civil servant with small income, was that a major priority was savings. You're not going to build wealth without savings. Saving is a sacrifice. You're sacrificing current consumption. So this statement is also true. You will not build wealth without sacrifice. So I appeal to all the young people getting jobs, all the people who are currently working, and you have all the bills piling up and all the demands. Make your savings compulsory, no matter what it is. And I saw my mother doing that, and that has always been my principle as well. And that's how we have run the economy of the country, with this kind of fiscal prudence that you have to put aside something.
Licensed firearm holder accused of killing 2, wounding 3 identified during ID parade. The 50-year-old licensed firearm holder accused of killing 2 women and wounding 3 others, including a child, on Sunday at a candlelight vigil in Mandeville, was identified by witnesses. When he faced an identification parade, police stated he was positively identified, a police source told reporters. Earlier on Tuesday, the source said detectives are continuing their probe into the incident. Statements are being recorded from additional witnesses, and the suspect is to face an identification parade, the source stated. The suspect is also being interviewed by detectives later this week, with criminal charges looming against him. On Monday, a police source said the case is now being investigated by the Area 3 Major Investigations Division MID. He remains in custody, and the MID has taken over the case given that it is a double murder. He is to be questioned later this week with a view of preferring charges. The source added, in the incident, 5 people were shot during a dispute at a candlelight vigil stemming from a motor vehicle collision on Nashville Road off Levy Lane in Mandeville. Police and relatives named the deceased as 35-year-old Aldine Dixon, a resident of Colleyville District in northeast Manchester, and 42-year-old Stacey Mulgrave, a resident of Barnstable District near Mandeville. Police said the incident occurred near midnight after the 50-year-old licensed firearm holder parked his car in an open lot next to his house. Police said the lot separates the man's house from the house where the candlelight vigil was being hosted. The man reportedly saw his car being hit by another vehicle, leading to an argument and confrontation. It is further alleged that the firearm holder opened fire. When the smoke was cleared, 5 people were shot. The gunshot victims were taken to hospital, where the 2 women succumbed and 2 others were admitted for treatment. A 12-year-old boy who was reportedly also injured during the shooting was treated and released from hospital. The licensed firearm holder reportedly turned himself into the Mandeville police station. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.